anything that's really supported me throughout my own personal journey is definitely the strength that I experience and support from Black women. You know, my mother, she's been incredible. She's always been incredible. She's been the head of our household. You know, a tax document doesn't have to say that. For us all to know, you know, who brings stuff into the house, who's checking in on us when we're at school or on the road or whatever. You know, that's coming from a Black woman I can't say she's done it all by herself, but if she had to, she probably would be able to. I mean, she's battled and survived cancer, and I feel like that's just come with, you know, her own belief that she can do anything that she wants to do.
I get to understand life from a different standpoint. I will grow up and be a man and understand life from a man's perspective on my own, and I am currently doing that. But to have 3 different generations in the household with me, teaching me different things from women's standpoints, that is going to be my greatest achievement in life. Like, I'm growing up with my mother, my grandmother, and my sister. And like you said, I bounce from household to household with my mother, my grandmother, and my sister.
I had the Black woman friends that I have on this campus. Like, I feel like they, you know, just accept like all of me for me. So I feel like I can be, you know, that emotional Martin if I need to be, or wild Martin if I need to be. You know, I think there's more of a door open for that like emotional side of me with them. At the same time, like, I feel like they do a great job of being supportive, and if I look down for some reason, something that maybe, you know, when my Black male friends can't necessarily read, they'll be like, "Yo, what's up? Like, how's your day been?" Like, little things like that, I think, are more likely, although they do come from Black men on occasion as well, but I think are slightly more likely to come from my Black female friends.
Black women have played a tremendous role, and that's just because, you know, the main factor is my mother. I never knew my biological father, never been in my life, and so growing up, I only had a Black woman to look up to. I only had a Black woman to try to emulate, to try to be, and in a way, it was somewhat of a down. It was somewhat bad because I know I didn't have that male role model that I needed and to help me really shape how I'm becoming a man. But at the same time, I give a lot of my credit and where I'm at today due to my mother and the sacrifices she made. I think that there are a lot of Black women, to a large degree, who are raising their children without the fathers in their lives. And I'm not necessarily going to say that it's because Black men are not, you know, are purposely not there. There is a statistic and there's a good amount that aren't, but I do think a lot of it goes back to the whole prison industrial complex system and how the society in America has been incarcerating Black men to a large and discriminatory level and proportion in compared to their white counterparts and others, and so that's why a lot of Black men aren't in their lives. But, you know, because of my upbringings, you know, whether it's my aunt, you know, I did have my uncle, but my aunt, my cousins, my grandmother, my mother, those are really the people who helped me grow up in life, and so a Black woman really, you know, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for a Black woman and really just my mother.
Black femininity is definitely one of the most important factors, if not the most important factor in shaping Black masculinity, because as men, as Black men, we kind of get a double dosage of what we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to act. As a man, you're supposed to be tough. You're not supposed to show emotion based off society standards, and as a black person as well, like, you kind of double down on that just with that identity. But then Black femininity is kind of able to breach that in the case that your father or the people that are teaching you don't necessarily interact with you in that way, because they kind of, that stigma of what it means to be a Black man is perpetuated. I think that Black femininity is definitely one of the most important. Black women have the most prominent voices when it comes to shaping a Black man's existence, and I think that we don't necessarily acknowledge that as much as we should. And when I say prominence, that goes both ways, like positive and negative, because I feel as though a black woman's voice can also like send a black man down the wrong path in terms of toxic masculinity, but also down the right path in terms of like like being a good man. I think that and as humans in general, we kind of seek validation, we seek affirmation in our interactions, and I think that like to have that encouragement is definitely needed. How much of a role do you feel as though womanhood, or more specifically for the purpose of this black womanhood and femininity, play in shaping black masculinity?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they kind of balance each other out, and I think as we get into a more I don't know, woke culture, you know, things are more gender fluid, like, you know, what to wear, what to watch, you know, what activities, you know, certain genders take part in. I think femininity is something that you really tried to stay away from when you were younger. And, you know, this whole idea of not showing emotion and you know, lack of affection and how you navigate society, that all is connected. You know, feminism, or not feminism, but femininity and the idea of womanhood, that all relates to that. You know, a man is a man. And, you know, even, you know, the opposite gender, and like my family, my mom and my sisters, they would instill that idea into me, like girls do girl things and guys do guy things. And so that definitely played a part in how I shaped my idea of how I should show emotion and affection towards people.
Black women actually play like one of the biggest roles, because I have 3 sisters, 1 brother. Both of my parents are still married, but I've always spent most of my time with 2 of my sisters, because like they were always there for me, like while my parents are at work or out of town on business trips, something like that. Like, my sisters have always been there to support me. I can talk to them about any problem that I have with like parents, friends, like a girlfriend or something like that. They've always been my rock.
Yeah. I learned a lot from women how to be emotionally vulnerable. I didn't learn that from other men, I learned it from women. That women have no problem expressing their emotions. And it took me a while to realize that me expressing my feelings doesn't make me any less of a man. It just makes me more human. And seeing how women were in touch with their emotions, able to let it all out, sometimes made me, I won't say jealous, but like, I feel like women had a pass to be emotional where I didn't have it. And I was like, you know, I want to be able to say how I feel, especially in relationships, where if you're in a relationship with someone and something's bothering you, and like growing up, I never knew how to vocalize my problems. I never knew how to come to my partner and say, look, this bothered me, and do it a right and healthy way where it doesn't not ruin our relationship, but kind of damages our relationship if I keep bringing up different problems. It's just I don't know how to say it the right way where we can address it, move on, and still be progressing in our relationship. So yeah, I don't know. It's a work in progress.
My sisters now, it's definitely great to be able to hear, because I take them very seriously, so it's great to hear their experiences as black women, and to understand how, get a little context of how they feel they're viewed in the world, or how they are viewed in the world, even by black men. So it makes me rethink my stance, and rethink my interactions with black women, you know, outside of my family, when I go out into the world, and to be more conscious about how I interact with them, not objectifying them, taking them seriously, considering them as serious partners in the future, you know. And so I think I've been fortunate enough to have so. Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to have them as sisters, and even if someone calls me a little, even if, you know, like we go back to middle school and someone would call you like a little girl or something, and I would take offense to it, or people would take offense to it, It's great having my sisters to look at and say, hey, even if I am a little girl, so what? These little girls can do everything that I can do, right? They're just as strong as I claim I am or think I am. They're achieving as much in school as I am. So why even what are you saying by calling me a little girl?